Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's not 10 o'clock yet, but I'm just popping on just to see if any of my early birds are with me today. And if you are, please go ahead and say hello. I have 3 projects. Well, actually, I have 4, but we'll wait till 10 o'clock to start. I'm baking chocolate chip cookies. I wish you could smell my house. It smells so good. I'll show you. I've got hooked on this baker online. I think it's called, let's see, Sally's Baking Addiction. If you haven't checked her out, you should check her out because she's lots of fun and she has great recipes. And I'm always on the search for the best chocolate chip cookies, so today I used her recipe, so we'll see. Anybody there? It's 10 o'clock. Good morning, friends. Okay, I'm going to start. It's 10 o'clock. So anyway, I'm baking chocolate chip cookies. I have another 9 minutes till I take out my last batch. House smells really, really good. Okay, so, and like I was saying, her recipe came from sallysbakingaddiction.com. Hi, Sandy. Good morning. I'm so glad you're with me. So check her out because she's got some great recipes and she's got the way she talks. It's really kind of fun. So anyway, that's the story there. So, okay, I'm going to show you what the projects are. Hi, Barbara McDuffie, and I bet Bob is there too. Good morning to both of you. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so here are the projects that we've got today. I have used the Dragonfly Garden stamp set, and I've used Rococo Rose and Granny Apple Green cardstock. Look at how cute this is. I think it's beautiful. I love that color, and I love the little dragonfly. And so here's the Granny Apple version. So that's that one. And then, of course, the envelopes. What I did with the envelopes this time, I stamped the little dragonflies on the envelopes. We might have enough paper to do envelope flaps. I don't know. It depends on how many people order it. And the other one is the little gnome. Look at how stinking cute this little guy is. Little Irish gnome holding a bouquet of 4-leaf clovers. Well, actually, these are 3-leaf clovers. But how stinking cute is that? I'm going to show you how to make that. Then I have another surprise, too. But I'm not going to tell you what that surprise is. We'll do it at the end. Okay. All right. So first, we're going to start with the Dragonfly card. So let me move everything over here to the side. I'm going to give myself some room. All right. So, again, first thing that we start off with is cardstock. Here is a piece of Rococo Rose that I've cut 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4, and I am going to now fold it, and then I am going to make sure that that is a nice crisp fold with my bone folder. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to take a piece of basic black cardstock and a piece of the ombre paper, which is one of the designer series papers that are offered in the celebration offering, which ends in 2 days. So make sure you get all your orders in. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take, oops, where is my silicone pad? Oh, what the heck? I just had it a little while ago. Where is my silicone pad? Oh dear, I can't find it. Okay, well, we're going to wing it, folks, today because I don't have it. All right, so I'll be very good. I'll try to be very good. Adhesive on all 4 corners, all 4 edges, because I like to make sure that it's going to stick. And then onto my black cardstock, equidistant all around, like that, easy peasy. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to add some adhesive to the black cardstock, like that. And then I'm going to put it on the base of my card, like this. Okie doke. Perfect. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of ombre paper with all the little circles on it, and I'm going to attach it here. Now, let me just show you how I did this. I took my triple banner punch, and I know I have a piece of this somewhere. I do. I have the Granny Apple Green because I'll be making this later on. So this is a piece that is 2 inches by 5 inches. And I'm going to put it in the banner punch. This is going to be a 2-inch banner. It's going to be the 2-inch cut size. So I'm going to put it in. I want to make sure that it goes all the way in. all the way into the bottom. Now, when I use a punch like this, I make sure that I'm pressing it. Hi, Kathy. Good morning. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. So I'm just showing everybody how to make sure that this goes all the way in. When it's all the way in, then with the heel of your palm of your hand, go ahead and press, and you get a nice, even, absolutely perfect banner cut. So that's that. So then, having said that, and again, without my silicone pad, I can't imagine what I did with that. It might be on the floor. Who knows? All right. A little bit of adhesive, and then I'm going to put it on just like this. Not exactly, there we go, perfect. Not in the middle, a little bit to the offset to the right. Hi, Jen. Good morning. Welcome aboard. All right, so that part is done. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circles, and I used my stitch circles to cut this out. And I'm going to take the message that says, I think this one says, for a true friend. And using the Rococo Rose ink, I'm going to, whoops, I got a mess on my finger. I think I'll just wipe it off on my pants. Don't tell anybody. Okay, for a true friend, I'm going to, oh, actually, I'm sorry. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the little dragonflies, and I'm going to stamp those in Rococo Rose on here like that. And then I'm going to take my Memento ink and stamp for a true friend. Now, I do have to clean this little stamp because I inked it up with Rococo Rose, and I certainly don't want to get black on my Rococo Rose ink pad. So let me come over here and then clean this off. Oops, wait a minute. There we go. Take this off, put that over there. Put this back on, clean this off. A little technical difficulty here. Okay, now I'm going to take some of the Memento, and I'm just going to stamp it in the lower third of this. How pretty is that? Nice little contrast, see? Okay, now, allow me to cover up my inks because you know how I am with inky messes, and I'm bad at it. All right, so a little bit of adhesive on this. Where is my silicone pad? Oh, and I'm going to put it on this stitch circle. It's got a nice little perimeter, just a nice little perimeter all the way around. I like that, just a nice little background. I think it gives a little bit of dimension. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the inside of my card, and I'm going to stamp it because, you know, sometimes this is going to be a note card, obviously. So I'm going to stamp it with my dragonflies. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to take the envelope and do the same thing. Wait a moment, let me reach for my envelope here. Where did my envelope go? I seem to be discombobulated this morning. Oh well. All right, so here's the envelope that I originally did. So there it is. So that's stamped with the little dragonflies as well. So now I'm going to take this, put adhesive on all 4 sides. I know a lot of people don't necessarily do it like that. You can, you don't have to. I just tend to be more anal about things sticking well. And I just want to make sure that it stays. So here we go, putting this on the inside. Look at how pretty that looks. Very simple, very sweet, I think. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is take my little medallion and add some adhesive here. And I'm going to put this like about right here. And then I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and my, here is my dragonfly, and here is my acrylic block, and with well, here it is right here. Now, instead of using Memento, I decided to use Early Espresso because sometimes Memento is a little bit too sharp of a color for me. So I'm just going to put this in, like, stamp it like that, and I think that's perfect, appropriate. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to color, and you know how much I love to color. So I'm going to take my markers. I am going to use my alcohol markers, and I think I'm going to use this, and this. And what I'm first going to do is I'm going to take the Rococo Rose, and I'm just going to, let me see if I can bring this in just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color randomly those very delicate, beautiful wings that dragonflies have, just like that. Just add a little color like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of green. Actually, no, I think I'm going to add some blue. I think I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay. Yeah. And I'm just going to add a little bit hither and yon like that. Just a little bit. Oops! The alarm on my oven. Hold on. I got the cookies to take out. Hold on. Okay, hold on, folks. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could be here to smell how good this smells. All right, so I've been baking cookies all morning. I have to show you. Look at these cookies. This is, don't they look good? Yummy. I wish you guys were here and I could share them with you. Chocolate chip cookies, soft, really fudgy on the inside. I love them. And it smells so good. Anyway, her recipe, if you're interested, this is called sallysbakingaddiction.com. She's a fun person to follow. She's got great recipes. Anyway, there we go. Sorry, that was a little aside, but I didn't want the cookies to burn, of course. Okay, a little bit more of the Bermuda Bay. And now I'm going to take Daffodil Delight in the dark color. And I'm just going to go very gently on top of it, kind of daubing it. Speaking of daubers, I'm going to have an exciting offer for everybody next week. Because you know we're in the process of moving downstairs to my studio. And I'm unearthing things that I didn't even know I had. And so I have a little surprise next week for everybody. So yeah, look at how pretty that is. Look at, isn't that pretty? I think it's pretty. Okay, so let me put these aside. Now I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to punch out this beautiful little dragonfly like this. Of course you can't see anything because I took it right away from you. There we go. Punch that out. Then I am going to take some dimensionals and I'm going to pop it on with some dimensionals. I think the ghost came here last night and messed up my counter space because I can't find my silicone pad. I had my dimensionals all nice and neat and tidy, and voila, it's a mess this morning. That's okay, not to worry. Okay, so then I'm going to put my little dragonfly like probably right here. And then of course, it's not complete without a little bit of Wink of Stella or Crystal Effects. I'm opting for Crystal Effects because I can, because I'm a lunatic about it. I am. I have to say, I love this stuff. I know that it's hard to get out, and everybody needs to let Stampin' Up! Know that we need to go back to the old Crystal Effects that was in the bottle that was so easy to squirt out, because we can't live without Crystal Effects. Crystal Effects and glitter, it's just part of making the world a happier, shinier, more interesting place. So there we have it. So there is that, a little bit of that, and then I'm going to put a bow on. Now, the bow is optional. You don't have to have the bow if you don't want to. See, my ghost took my bow, so I'll have to make another one. Ah, what is she doing? Driving me crazy. She makes me laugh at times, though. And that's a good thing because laughing is very important. Okay, I'm going to make this tiny little bow out of this black twine. You don't have to have a bow if you don't like it. If you don't like the color, we could maybe do something else. One of my friends who had ordered this decided they didn't want the black, they wanted white. And I haven't found my white twine, but I will keep looking to find it. All right, and a glue dot. I'm going to take a glue dot. And I am going to take my little pick-me-up tool, and I'm going to put my glue dot right there, and I'm going to just take this off like this. Whoops. And then I'm going to take my little bow and put my bow right there, and voila. Isn't that easy? Look at that. Now, I did copy this. I did tweak this. This was from an Australian demonstrator. I forget her name, but I think it was really, really pretty. And so I decided to copy it. So, oh, here's my other bow. There it is. Okay, so there's that card. So for porch pickup this week, you have this card, and you have it in the Granny Apple Green. So those are those. Now, if you want to do porch pickup plus, let me move this over. Porch Pickup Plus means that you come to my house, you block off a 15-minute period of time, and you can stamp with my stamps and my ink. And then you can just take everything home and assemble it there. So that's a nice little advantage if you don't have the stamp set and you want to get it done quickly, because everything's all cut and prepped for you. All you have to do is stamp it and then take it home and assemble. All right, there's the first one. Now we're going to go to this cute little leprechaun. Little gnome leprechaun. Look at how cute this is. I think this is adorable. I love this stamp set. It's in the catalog. It's wicked cute. Look at this, called Gnome for the Holidays. It came out really for, with a great application for Christmas cards, because it's got the little bells on the top and the little berries and things. But in this situation, what I did here was, wait a minute, let me move this over here and bring this over. What I did was I will cut off this little ornament, the little bell right here. I'm going to take that right off after I color it. So the first thing I did was I stamped it, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color my little gnome. I'm going to make him very, very happy, very colorful. I'm going to start with my dark soft suede, and I'm just going to add a few little wisps of dark soft suede to his beard, just like that, just a little bit like this. And then I'm going to come in with the light. I love these markers, totally love them. All right, I'm going to come in with the light, and then I'm just going to go over it very gently like this. And again, I like to go in one direction because I don't want the paper to pill. And I am using a piece of thick cardstock. This is thick Whisper White, because I like to use thick Whisper White cardstock when I can, when it's appropriate. And see, I'm just kind of coloring. And what this is doing, it's shading his beard. See that? It's just shading his beard very nicely. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. That looks kind of cute, I think. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to color his little outfit, and I'm going to use, this is Pool Party, dark Pool Party. So his little cuffs and his little outfit is going to be in Pool Party. Even his little boots. I'm going to, there, how cute is that? Just gives it a little pop of color. Okay, then I'm going to, I forgot to do the whiskers. There we go. There we go, like that. Okay, then I'm going to do his nose in Flirty Flamingo. This is dark Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to give him a really bright nose like this. Cute, cute, cute. And then I'm going to take the Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to color his hat. Now you notice that the tip of this is really damaged, because I've had this for a very long period of time. But just because it's damaged, it doesn't mean that it's not useful. So I'm going to use the writing tip end to come to the fine line of his little cap here and make sure I get that all colored nicely. Just like that. Gosh, I love to color. I love to color. I love to color. I know you hear it every single week. Sorry to bore you with my love of coloring. But there we go. All right, now, I forgot to do his little hands. I think we'll do his little hands. We can do his little hands in Flirty Flamingo too. Why not? There we go. We can have purple cows. We can have gnomes that have Flirty Flamingo fingers. All right, now, next thing is to cut this little guy out. So this is going to take me all of 2 seconds to cut this guy out. We don't have framelits for this, but every once in a while it's good to get back into the cutting of fussy cutting. Fussy cutting is kind of fun. And the easiest way I find is to hold the scissors and move the paper. because that way you get a crisper cut. And now I'm coming right around to this little ornament, and that ornament's going to get cut right off because we're not celebrating Christmas. We're celebrating St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day! I think everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I think it's kind of a fun thing to do, to be Irish on St. Patrick's Day. We do have Irish in our family. Funny story, apparently, I don't know how true it is. My sister would probably know better than I, but I think my great-great-great-grandfather, they used to live in Ireland, but they were kicked out of Ireland because he started to steal sheep. I don't think he did it deliberately or spitefully, but he probably did it for a livelihood. But he was stealing sheep, and so somehow they kicked him out and sent him to Scotland. So then the rest of our ancestry became of Scottish heritage, and Wallace is a Scottish name. But I don't know how true that is. Where's my sister? My sister's not on here. She'd be able to verify that or negate it. But it makes for good lore, makes for a good story. Okay, we're almost done. I just want to trim out this just a little tiny bit right here. You don't have to get too fussy with this. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, I'm going to move this all away to make some good workspace for me. Now, I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Again, folding it, using my bone folder to make that nice, crisp, even fold, because that's the way we like it. And on top of that, I'm going to put, now where did my adhesive go? Oh, here it is, right in front of me. A piece of Granny Apple Green. And then I took a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And what I did with the Whisper White was I cut it a ½ an inch smaller than I normally would. Like this layer is, wait a minute, what's this layer? You know what? I think this, wait, hold a minute. Hold on a minute. This card might be a little bit, well, son of a gun. It is. It's a ½ an inch too big. Let me quickly come to my cutter right here and take off that _1 inch. I saw that with my eyeball, and I said, wait a minute, that's not the right size. Okay, we're back working in good working order. Here we go. Okay, so here is the piece of Granny Apple Green. This is the 5 1/4 by 4 layer on top of my white base, like that. And then I took a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this piece is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and I ran it through one of the embossing folders called Lucky Stars because I figured it was the lucky Irish stars, so why not use it? And now I'm going to add some adhesive to this. I'm going to pop this on top of that Granny Apple Green layer, like such. And then I have this, like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little gnome and I'm going to put the gnome on with adhesive. Now the important thing here is I'm going to have to make sure that I put adhesive on his right hand, because his right hand, where are you? His right hand is going to hold the balloons, or actually it's not the balloons, it's the shamrock. So we want to make sure we've got enough adhesive right there. So I'm making sure that I've got some over here. I need to put a little bit more there. All right, now I'm going to place it onto the card base. Let me bring this over so you can see. There's a little piece of glue there. I didn't know that. All right, so here we go. Here is my piece of linen thread. I'm just going to place my linen thread where I think I want it, and I'm going to put my gnome where I think I want him, and I'm going to put the linen thread underneath his hand, and I'm going to press that down just like that, and then press him down. Perfect. And I'm just going to trim this off just a little bit because it's a little bit long. So there it is. So there is that part. Easy peasy. Now the next thing I did was I took a piece of our iridescent glimmer paper, and I also took my Granny Apple Green marker. And what I'm going to show you is, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color this paper like this. Now, what you're going to do at home, you can do it like this if you have the Granny Apple Green marker, or you can use a dauber with your Granny Apple Green ink. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you use your dauber with your Granny Apple... Hi, Steph! Good morning, good morning. Glad you're joining us. If you use your Granny Apple marker, your ink pad, remember that is a That is a water-based ink pad. So if you inadvertently touch this with your fingers and you've got a little dampness on it, that ink might come off on your finger. So that's why I like to use these markers, because they're alcohol-based and they dry instantly, and that won't happen. But you can use it, it doesn't matter. So there we have it. So I've got that colored like this. Then I'm going to come in with my punch, my little heart punch, and I'm going to cut out 4 punches, 4 little hearts. All right, so here's the first one, and then here's the second one, and then here's the third one, and let's see if I can get one more out right here. You know how I can finagle a bagel most of the time. Whoa, look at that. It did, it worked. All right, so now I have 4 hearts, but we're going to turn these hearts into little shamrocks. So you turn them upside down, you're going to add some adhesive, and I'm going to put the first one on like this, right at the top. And I'm just going to give this a little bit of looseness, because you want it to look like, let me pull this over here. So you want it to look like this, this is flowing in the wind. So there's one there. And then here's another one. We're going to bring this in like this, point to point. How stinking cute is this, folks? I think it's adorable. And a little bit more adhesive on this one. And we're going to bring that in just like that. Oops, I got to add a little bit more ink here. Just a tiny bit of ink. I got to be careful though, because I don't want to get ink on the star part. I just want it on, there we go, like that. How cute is that? Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take the message that says, Happy St. Patrick's Day with, hi Jean, I'm so glad you popped on. Nice to see you, and I bet Joe is there too. Welcome. All right, so this is Happy St. Patrick's Day. This is from Teeny Tiny Wishes, but obviously we can use other messages. There are plenty of other St. Patrick's Day messages out there. So what I did was I took that, and I'm going to take my little cutter, and I am going to trim this out. I'm going to trim it out so that it's nice and little. I want little. Actually, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to clip it here. Now I'm going to go back and cut this out. Okay. Let's see. I want this really tiny, teensy, teensy, teensy. And always remember to hold down this plastic blade. Hi from Joe. Okay, Joe. All right, now I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to trim it out just like this. And then I'm going to come and trim this edge out like this. And then I'm going to trim, whoops, let me get this out. Sometimes these little tiny pieces get stuck under this little thing here, but then you can always finagle the bagel and get it out. All right, so that, and I'm going to bring this over like this. Then what I'm going to do, that looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this, and I'm going to put it onto a piece of Granny Apple Green, equidistant all the way around, like that. And then I'm going to bring my cutter back in, and I'm going to cut this off just at about there. That looks good to me. I want it just maybe a little bit more. Perfect. And then one more little cut like this. And, oop, that's a little bit too much. You know what? I'm going to trim it out just a tiny little bit with my scissors. Just a tiny little snipple here to trim that out. And trim on this side. And then I'm going to take a dimensional. I'm probably going to use 2 dimensionals. I am. Like that. And peel these little things off. And then I'm going to put this on the card on the lower right hand section, right down here, just like this. And then I'm going to take my little hat that I have, my 4th hat, because we made 4 of them, remember? And then I'm just going to stick it on like that. And then, hold on one second, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. Okay, so now, of course, I am going to use Winky of Stella, and I'm just going to color this in because I can. Look at those little eyes on this little gnome. Oh my gosh, how cute is this? Actually, maybe I think I should use, I should definitely use some crystal effects. I don't know, we'll see. But look at how cute this is. I think this is good because the shimmer from the glimmer paper with the Granny Apple Green ink makes it look really cute. All right, friends, so how is that for a cute little card? Whoops, there we go. Whoops, I'm still not good with this. Let me pull this out just a little bit. There we go. There, how's that? Isn't that sweet? And then I can stamp some little shamrocks in the inside and do the same thing with the envelope. Okay, so there is that cutie pie. That's another one if you want any of those. Okay, now I have a surprise. This is so wicked fast and fun and cute, and especially if you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, this is a great little favor to give to people. Okay, let me just show you what this is. Look at how cute this is. Isn't that cute? Hi, Trish Benoit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you joined in. Look at how cute this is. Look at that. That's stinking cute. And it's filled with, I put butterscotch whoops, I'm dropping them on the floor. Brock's butterscotch candies. But let me show you how to make this. This is wicked easy. So if you want to get out a piece of paper, I can tell you what the dimensions are, and I can show you how wicked fast and fun this is. Totally easy. Anybody can do it. Let me get all of my stuff out of the way here. Okay. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a circle. This is a 3-inch circle that I cut from one of my scallop circle die sets. And if you don't have scallop circle dies, you could use a teacup and draw a circle and then cut it out. So here is the base. Then the next thing is you need a piece of Granny Apple Green or whatever green you want. This is 6.5 by 2.5. And what you're going to do is you're going to score it on the long side at 1/2 an inch. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your bone folder and you're going to curl this paper like this. See how I'm curling it? Because we want to get this nice and curled. We want some of those paper fibers to loosen up because we want to be able to cut very nicely and then make a nice, beautiful circle. So once you've got it like that, then the next thing you're going to do is you take your little snips and you're going to cut up to the score line all the way around. All this entire 6.5 inch length. And they can be like 1/4 inch cuts, but you're just going to go to that score line. Okay? Just like that. Okay, then you're going to take a piece of black cardstock that is 1/2 inch by 6.5 inches. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to curl it, again, just to break up those fibers. And then what I did was I took a piece of my tear tape, which is, I swear my ghost did come and rearrange stuff because I had this all organized last night when I went to bed. And this morning, now, as I sit down, see, I should have, oh, here it is. Got it. Okay. Okay, forget that. I'm not going to blame her. All right, so now I'm going to take my tear tape and I'm going to put a piece of tear tape all the way the length of this. Just like that. Tear this end off. Peel it off like this. Graduation caps would work on this. Absolutely it would. Okay, now I'm going to come back and take this piece of paper. Now you see where the score line is. You can fold those pieces down like this because eventually we have to do that. But what you want to do is you want to put your black band like this, probably about 1/4 inch, maybe close to 1/2 inch above the score line. And then make sure you get it equidistant all the way around, just like that, like that, like that. Perfect. And then make sure that it's nice and secure. And if you want to come one more time with your bone folder and just make sure that you get that curled a little bit. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold all these flaps down. And then you're going to take another piece of tear tape because now we have to make it all work together. And put it on the end, right on the end, just like that. take this little piece off. Now see, I don't have manicured nails, so it comes off very nicely. But if you do have manicured nails, use your pick-me-up tool because it'll pull that little piece of paper up very nicely. All right, so now we're going to adhere this just a quarter of an inch over, like such. It's just like that. You know what? I got this a little bit crooked, but that's okay. It's fine. All right, so there, secure it with your fingers just like that, back and forth. And now turn it on its end and make sure you get all of these pieces down like that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put on my tear tape. Okay, so what I would normally do, but we can do it this way. I should have put this on before I folded this, but that's okay. It's going to work just the same. Go ahead and put it on like this. And if you want to cut a piece off and start another piece, you can. Don't worry about this little flap that's up. I'm going to show you what to do about that. Easy, 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 like this. It's a lot easier if you do it the right way, but there are no mistakes in Stampin' Up, remember that. So I just made a little adaptation here, okay? So here we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these pieces off. Sometimes it's a little bit harder when you don't quite get it exact in the beginning, but there's one piece. And then I'm going to get this piece off. And then get this one off first. As you can see, it would have worked better had I done it plan A first. So this is plan B. There are no mistakes. It's just a little adaptation here. There we go. Okay, so now I've got all of that adhesive just exactly where it needs to be. Now I'm going to bring back my circle. There is my circle. And I'm going to take my little hat and I'm going to put it right on top of that circle, equidistant all the way around. And with my finger, I'm going to come in and press that tear tape to that circle. Stinking cute, folks. So far, stinking cute. Now, the last thing you have to do is you have to have a square piece of gold cardstock, and I use the gold foil paper. You could use the glimmer paper. You could use whatever you want. And then a 1/2 inch square that we're going to put on top just like that to make it look like the belt buckle. So onto the black part, I'm going to put some adhesive, and I am going to pop it onto the center of the gold piece, just like that. And then I'm going to take a dimensional, and on the back side, I'm going to put 1 dimensional, and then I'm going to take this piece off, and I'm going to come to the front of this little hat, and I'm going to put it on just like that. It actually looks like it's going right through the buckle, but it's not. How stinking cute is that? And then, of course, you fill it up with candy. You can use Reese's Pieces, you can use Ferrero Rocher, whatever, but look at how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? Do you love it? What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Cute, cute, cute. Cute, 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 cute. Very cute. So a bunch of people are going to be getting these. So if you want any of these made, I'll be more than happy to make those for you as well, or get the setups ready for you, whatever. So my friends, that has been Porch Pickup for this week. Our cute little gnome, our cute little dragonfly in Rococo Rose, and our dragonfly in Granny Apple Green. Adorable. All right, so if you have any desires to order these, let me know. If you want to do Porch Pickup, great. If you want to do Porch Pickup Plus, come to my house and do the stamping. You absolutely can do that. If you want it mailed to you, the setups mailed to you, I can do that as well. So I just wanted to show you my cookies again. Look at these cookies. Look at these cookies. Aren't these yummy looking? Oh my gosh. So check out that lady. She's so funny. I really like Sally's Addictions. Sally'sBakingAddiction.com. She's got a ton of great recipes. But anyway, now I'm going to go have a cup of tea and a cookie. I wish you were with me to join in, but you're not. But I think you are. I pretend you're here. I've got a great imagination most of the time. All right, I wish you well. Have a wonderful weekend. Next week, I'm going to have a little extra surprise because, as I said, with me going through all my stuff upstairs and moving downstairs to our new studio, I'm finding things that I forgot about. So you're going to be benefiting with some of these things. So, okay, my friends, have a great weekend. Be safe, wear your masks, stay isolated, enjoy the weather. Spring is coming in New England. I love you all. Namaste. Till next week. Bye.